Can I ask you a question about you? The
Yeah.
beard is sensational. Are you keeping
It's just laziness. Honestly, because what happens when I do have a shave? This is really deep stuff here. You know, when I do have a shave, within a day or two, there's a stubble there. I think, oh, then you're in no man's land. So I kind of.
I'm with you.
I said I'd shave it when it starts going grey. Yeah, so let me.
I actually quite like it.
You're okay with it? Yeah. But a lot of people don't like it. My mother hates it, and a lot of people really mention it to me when I'm out walking by myself. They come up and say, we don't like your beard. So that's why I keep it.
September the 1st, and the most expensive teenager in world football was unveiled. The transfer deadline had been fast approaching, but £27 million was an offer Everton simply couldn't refuse.
As with most transfers, we have kept you waiting, but I think everyone will agree the wait's been worth it. We firmly believe that in Wayne we've got one of the brightest young talents in England for many, many years, and we're delighted to have secured his services for a 6-year contract.
He was quite a character as well, Roy, by all accounts, and he told us a little story when he joined us on Monday Night Football about how he tried to win you over.
I always remember my first away trip having an argument with Roy Keane. And I think...
What was it about?
From then, we were watching... No, we were watching... Roy was watching the rugby. And the night before, we played Newcastle away. And he went to get his food, so I turned over and put X Factor on and hit the remote. So he weren't happy about it anyway, so he had an argument, but I think straight away he respected me more for it.
Because you watched X Factor.
Yeah. No, but for having a go back at him. And
who won that argument?
And, no, it just come to a conclusion and ended, but I think he looked at it and he respects the fact that I was big enough to have a go back at him.
Just wondering, Roy, was it not watching the rugby or X Factor coming out was the biggest problem?
We certainly did have an argument, let me tell you. I like my rugby league, and someone did change the channel. I wasn't happy. And we didn't have an argument about it because the next day I remember I came down for breakfast and Wayne said to me, did you find the controls? And I told him where to go. And that was it, really. So that's an argument. God help us. But I certainly didn't respect Wayne because he stood up to me because he wanted to watch the X Factor or whatever he wanted to watch. I had a lot of respect for Wayne anyway because I thought he was a brilliant player. And I wouldn't say I warmed to the guy. I certainly didn't dislike him. But, you know, lads are on a different wavelength, different banter. And if hiding the controls was their type of banter, then not for me.
I wanted X Factor on, to be fair.
You wanted Grand Designs on, Gary. That's what you wanted on, Grand Designs.
I actually remember it. Somebody rang me yesterday and told me about that we were going to play it. I think I remember you did go up to your room, didn't you, quite quickly that night after.
No, I didn't go up quite quickly, Gary.
You did?
No, I went up to watch the rugby league. I'm going to keep quiet. When you look back, we're talking about the pressures of the game, and yet people are arguing about X Factor. That's what really happens in the dressing room. Let me tell you, or a hotel. Who wants to watch X Factor? Amazing. Right?
Tell us about what it was like for
in
you.
The dressing room when you've got young players coming. You're talking about Rooney and different types of banter and dealing with different people. How was that for you when you were, the late 20s, early 30s at Manchester United, captain? Maybe the main man in that dressing room. You got younger players coming in like Rooney and Ronaldo.
No, good point, Jamie. Your dressing room is always changing. Every summer, most summers there's 1 or 2 new players come in. The dynamics change. Young players are coming in. And I'll be honest, the dressing room, when I was getting to my, I suppose towards the end of my career, and I was looking around the dressing rooms, and obviously people like Wayne and Rio and Fletcher and O'Shea and all these lads in the dressing room, and things were changing. The dynamics were changing, which I always used to roll with, which I didn't mind. I enjoyed it because it'd give you a new type of energy, and especially if they were good players, you go, listen, they'll help us win trophies. But towards the end, I remember thinking with some of these lads, no, I'm not really getting some of these. I don't get their banter. I don't get their humour. I probably very rarely had a conversation with any of them. I was constantly looking at the bigger picture. Were they going to be good players for Man United? And that was the most important thing. So even when I left the club, there was a lot of players Jamie, there was a lot of players I didn't probably actually miss one bit. I just thought, no, they weren't for me. The game was changing. I'd look around the dressing room sometimes after training, the amount of players were on their phones and all that type of thing. But I'm a bit old school and a bit grumpy or whatever. I don't know. But I didn't get it. I didn't get even Wayne, Rio. I didn't get their banter. I didn't get what they stood for sometimes. You know, that was just a personal thing. I just thought the game is changing, obviously, and I've changed with it. I changed myself since I was a young kid at Forest and going to United and body fats and sports science and being in brilliant dressing rooms, and dressing rooms change sometimes. But towards the end at United, with this type of players that were coming through, I didn't always get them. I have to say, I just thought personality-wise, they're not for me. But obviously they're all very, very good players, and I was a professional and I was delighted to play with them. But in terms of having banter with them and having a cup of tea or a coffee or anything like that with them, no, forget it.